First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX and WIBX950.com.
On the line right now from MVHS, Dr. Kent Hall. Doc, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Good. How are your numbers? They have been generally low, I guess moderately low, when you think about where we were by the end of August and early September. We were really down to 1 or 2 or even 0. But we've been kind of remaining right in that 17 to 20 person range, right?
Yeah, well, we were, but we're going up now. As of yesterday, we had 29 patients here. So, you know, we are going in the same trend as a lot of upstate New York. If you look at western New York or the Rochester, Syracuse area or the Capital District area, they've all been trending upwards, probably Buffalo being the worst. But we're starting to see that same effect here.
So I have to ask you, there's more outdoors right now. There is the same type of activity that we had in the wintertime. Of course, there was Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all that stuff. It's got to be the variant, some sort of a variant, and it does seem to be targeting younger people.
So you're correct. It is undoubtedly related to the variant, and it is definitely targeting the younger people. The number of patients or the number of positives in people under the age of 20 has gone up significantly as a percentage of the total number. The other thing is, if you think back, 2 weeks ago was Easter. Mm-hmm. So, or actually, it's coming up on three weeks ago now. So it is, that is a time when people got together. I'm sure it's not like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, but it is a holiday, and it does bring people together. So I believe that this would have been much worse, that we would be seeing a much higher number, both in terms of total cases and certainly in terms of hospitalizations, were it not for the fact that there's been a significant number of people that have been vaccinated.
I thought this was kind of interesting. The USA does a state-by-state on comments about COVID-19 every day, and it mentioned in today's comments the Whitesboro dance outbreak. That's kind of interesting. So it hit the national news. Wow.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That's not the way that you want to make national news coverage.
Okay, so finally, the last thing I'd like you to talk about, if you could, is the one thing we've heard so much from people who have been, anti-mask or whatever, but people in general, is that this virus doesn't kill like other viruses. And that's why we don't have to be worried. But, and we touched on this last week, but I think it's worth talking about in a little more detail. And that is the problem with this virus is that it doesn't kill. It doesn't kill on average, it doesn't kill its host, which allows it to survive and spread even more.
Yeah, so this is an interesting conversation, and you are exactly right. I mean, if you had a virus that was, immediately fatal in the first, 24, 48 hours, the virus would not have opportunity to propagate to other people, and it would just die. It itself would the infectious process of it would die out very quickly. But to say that this virus doesn't kill is obviously, we're seeing, hundreds of thousands of deaths just in the United States and millions of deaths across the country or across the world. So this is actually, I would say, almost one of the worst case scenarios. It is a significant virus that causes significant disability, significant morbidity, and significant mortality, but not so much that it actually is a danger to itself.
Very, very interesting. And then the other part, finally, is the vaccine. The reason the vaccine is so important is because it while the host doesn't get killed, the ability for the virus to spread does get killed. So by eliminating the virus and not going down the road of what people talked about a year ago in herd immunity, that it prevents the virus from being able to mutate.
Correct. So the more that the virus spreads, the more that it has an opportunity to change, to mutate, which is why it is so important for us to be able to get people vaccinated, so it doesn't have that opportunity as well. I offer a challenge to people, which is we're getting to a point now where there are a number of vaccines available, but there doesn't seem to be as much interest in them, or there's more concern about them, or more resistance to them, whatever it is. So I offer a challenge to people that if you have, two friends that are resistant, go and talk to them and listen to their concerns and get them to, see if you can change their minds and bring them to a vaccination center. I think that if people who have been vaccinated and have, benefited from it in terms of not getting sick and being able to do some things that they wouldn't otherwise be able to do, if they conveyed that to their friends, that might actually help us to move this along. All
right, you convinced me. I'll go today. That's it. I am getting my second shot today. So are you a betting man? Am I going to be in tomorrow?
You're a pretty tough guy. But,
I try to be.
I think it's, let's see, Jeff, how are you feeling?
I'm better now.
Okay, so I'd say better than average.
Better than average. Okay. Hopefully, we'll be talking to you tomorrow.
Doc, did you ask because it's an odds game? It's a numbers game, so it's like 20% have a reaction. So if I had one, it's likely.
And you did get the Pfizer, so yeah. Interesting stuff. We'll hopefully speak tomorrow, Doc. Thank you.
Sounds good, everybody. Please be safe.
Yep, you do the same, Dr. Kent Hall from MVHS.